Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It is currently the 3rd of September 2024. This is Every Finance. It's the team AMA, myself, Steve Woody. Habib and Mal will not be joining today. They are working really hard to get everything ready for tomorrow. We have an announcement going out tomorrow, and they're preparing for that. So I'm just going to be here today and acting as a bridge. So my job right now is to get feedback from you, the community, and to be able to pass that on to the team to remove any of the noise and to pass that back to the team so that we can make sure that, one, we're obviously listening to you, and then we're very transparent in how we're taking that information and acting upon it, which is key, right? We need to be able to do that. So there's two things to consider here. One, we do listen to the community. We have a plan, we have a journey that we are embarking on, and we have a way that things will be done. And we're not going to just, because there's a lot of projects out there that kind of fall victim of just listening to the community and only doing what the community want. And I mean this with the greatest respect. The community doesn't necessarily know what's best. They think they know what's best for themselves, but not necessarily for the greater project. So whilst we will absolutely be listening to the community and taking feedback and improving things, there is a direction that is already underway, and that will continue to happen. So what we're going to do today is I am going to be able to listen to you, less talking from me today, more listening. I want to find out, and you can either come up and chat to me if you want to, or if you don't want to come and talk to me, you can just type into the chat. I can see everything you're typing, so I will be able to give you an answer to your question if you don't want to talk. But what I really want to know from you today is, how have you found the past week? We've just started the kind of prelude, which is the beginning of the marketing campaign on Zeely. And so you had an opportunity to kind of just get used to Zeely. We didn't want to give you too much. So there was the opportunity for you to do a few quests, to just understand the project a bit better, and to get some points as a result. So what I would absolutely love to know right now, if you're here, is how did that go for you? Did you do it? Did you not bother? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Was it good, bad? Any feedback you can give me now is going to be greatly appreciated and will be used as we move forward. So Fisher's saying it was fun. Great. Promise saying glad to be here. Glad you're here as well. Hey, Captain, how you doing? So yeah, I really want to get that idea. And so let's talk and start with just a few basic figures that we've got from this. So out of the marketing campaign with Zeely, there was over 1,500 participants. So over 1,500 of you participated. Now, that's pretty cool given the fact that we've got about 2,500 members in Discord in total. And if we also consider other social media channels, we've obviously got our Twitter account that has about 60,000 followers. We have our Telegram group, which we don't really use much at the moment, which is also there. And there's other entities that we've got. We've even got an email list, believe it or not. And so we have these entities, and we're trying to, one, reignite them, and two, look at how we can move forward. Like, what is the best way? Some platforms less than others. You know, we will have a LinkedIn presence, but LinkedIn isn't really our go-to marketing strategy. So this was really a way just to kind of reignite anyone from the past, to introduce new people, and to kind of just get that ball rolling. Nothing too crazy, just nice and simple to give you a way to get started. And for many of you, just to recap the basics that you probably already know. JJ says the Zeely campaign was nice, but rather short. And I'm glad I took part in it. But since it was short, it seems like you have plans for something other than Zeely in your campaigns. Do you plan to host another Zeely sprint? Great question. Yes, absolutely. And you will actually find out about that tomorrow. So what you've had so far, JJ, is the kind of introduction to the quest, kind of like a pre-sprint, if you like, not an actual sprint, but kind of just an introduction to what the sprint is, to what Zeely is. And it was short on purpose because we didn't want to overwhelm anyone. We didn't want to make it too complex. So it was really for people to be able to get used to the idea and a concept. And tomorrow, there is going to be an announcement that Habib will make, and that will talk about what is coming next. So there's going to be more of this, and we'll be able to talk about that. And the announcement tomorrow, I'm not going to give too much away, but is going to be focused and based around TVL. And there's going to be a kind of a drive now to build that TVL up. In fact, if we look right now, if I go over to the homepage of every .finance and I have a quick look, I can see right now that there is almost $80,000 of TVL currently locked on the platform. That's live right now. So that's good that we've got to that point. What we want to do in this next week is get that up over 100,000. That's the first goal. And then we need to look at how we can double that to 200,000. And then once we've got to 200, we'll just push a little bit more up to 250. And then we need to double that to 500,000 and then up to 1 million. And then we should start to see that snowball effect where we can start to see the TVL grow exponentially. It's like any chart. If you look at any chart in any market, it doesn't have to be crypto. It always starts small. It always feels big when you're looking at it in that moment. But when you zoom out over a month or a year and a prolonged period of time, you notice that the actual movements at the start are very small. And that's kind of where we are at the moment. We're on that run up. We're at that beginning, that cycle where we're going to start ramping things up. So you will start to see that curve tick upwards, but it's going to take a little while to get there. So that's why we want to do this right. Just to give you another idea, there were 929 gamma rolls. There were 609 beta rolls, and there were 4 alpha rolls from that Zealy campaign. And also, don't forget, last week we did NFT drops for everyone that attended. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, we're not doing an NFT drop today. So you can leave if you want to leave. You don't have to be here. You're not going to get anything for being here, except the information, the alpha of what's coming to prepare you for tomorrow. So that's kind of the purpose of today, is to get you ready for that. Now, in terms of what we're doing from a marketing perspective, there are other things. Zealy is just the start of a there's going to be a multi-point attack on this marketing campaign, and Zealy is just the start of that. There's a lot of other things that are going on, from paid advertising campaigns to joint ventures to bringing in influencers and experts, to having other airdrops and giveaways and other things that we'll be doing as well, other partnerships that we're working on. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. So you're just seeing kind of the start of this as we start to build things up. And Discord's been a lot more active, so that's been nice this week. So we're definitely seeing a bit more attention in the space, which is good. And things are starting to turn on, which is exactly what we wanted. So as for the last Zealy sprint, okay, promise, let me just read this. Members who couldn't afford to hold the community products like alpha or beta, etc., are they still expected to end any EV points? Well, that's a really good question, promise. And I think what we want to do is we want to be fair and realistic. And so to be fair, we want to give everybody an opportunity. And we've done that by having 2 separate campaigns in Zealy. There was the opportunity to earn EV points from investing. That was an opportunity. But for those of you, like you mentioned, those who couldn't or are not in a position to invest, there was the ability to contribute with actions by taking action to share information, to be active in Discord, to help others, to amplify the messages that went out across social media. And so there was the ability to earn EV points, not only from investing, but also from just showing up and taking part. Now, obviously, and it's fair to say that the points that will be distributed to investors will always be more, because that goes without saying, that you can invest your time or you can invest your money. And if you put your money, it normally speaks louder than the time invested. So that in this context would give more points. But you've still got the opportunity to earn points, and that's important. So for those that are struggling, it will be slower, but you will be able to earn them still. So that's the key there. That's why we got everybody involved. Now, in terms of how many points you've got and being able to see them, I will confirm with Habib on that. Maybe he'll be able to jump in and help me with this. But I believe that you'll be able to see them inside your Zealy dashboard. If not, then I will speak to Habib and find out how you can do that. But we have, in our back end, we have everything. So we have all of the information. So all of the wallets that were connected, everybody that's been involved, all of the usernames, we've got that data, and everybody's points have already been calculated. So we have that data already. I just don't know if you can see it yet, if there's a dashboard for you or not. It is the Zeely leaderboard at the moment. Habib's just confirmed that. Thank you very much, sir. So yeah, you can see that inside the Zeely leaderboard, but we do have that information and we will present it. That's something that we'll be doing as well. Also, in terms of the conversion from every point into every tokens, that's something that's going to come later. So don't forget, we don't have an every token just yet. So the points that you earn in the future, they will be converted. So every point will be converted into every tokens. And the conversion rate will depend upon any multipliers that you have. So the more you show up, the more chance you'll have of getting those. Remember that NFT that you got last time that had some points attached to it? Remember the people who were involved before when it was formation and they were part of the EAL program? Like all of these different things that are going to contribute towards an additional multiplier to turn your points into tokens. And don't worry if you wasn't here in the past. Don't worry if you're new. There's going to be plenty more opportunity for you to get these rewards. So we will be doing a lot more of these. Okay, so in the next couple of days, there is going to be another announcement that's going to go out. And this is going to be the top 10 of the Zeely leaderboard. Okay, so the top 10 people of the Zeely leaderboard, excuse me, you will be getting a role called the Every Finance Explorer. Okay, so if you get the role of the Discord role, Every Finance Explorer, which is one of the roles, there's 2 roles that are being given out. So the top 10 people in the Zeely leaderboard are going to be getting the Every Finance Explorer role, and that means you're going to get some boosted EV points. The same thing is going to go for the Beta Investor role, which we're going to announce. And again, that is the top 10 highest positions. So those that have contributed. So when you were asking the question and you were asking before, Promise, there are 2 Discord roles. The Every Finance Explorer are for people that have helped to complete quests, complete tasks, and to amplify messages. And the Beta Investor role are for those that have deposited funds. And so both of those are going to give you a boosted set of EV points and better conversions as well. And then the other thing to note on top of that is that Habib has been mentioning quite a lot, and you've seen this in the announcements channel, you've seen it on social media. We are going to be hosting a raffle, and the raffle is going to be for 1,000 USDC. So we will be announcing the winners of that raffle, and that is coming this week as well. So just to recap, the things that are coming this week, we are going to see the update of part 1 of the Zeely quest, because what we currently have, what we've just finished, is part 0. It was kind of like the prelude. It was the start. It was the beginning. And it was kind of getting used to things. So what we're going to see in the next couple of days is the announcement of part 1 of the Zeely quest. Okay, so that's coming up. We're also going to see the leaderboard results for the Every Finance Explorer role and also for the Beta Investor role. We're going to see the winners of the $1,000 USDC raffle. And also we're going to just wrap up the prelude leaderboards and make sure that everything there is clear and everyone's happy. And again, that's another reason why I'm here today, is to just get your feedback. So I'm going to go through these questions. Again, if you've got any more questions, please let me know. I'm going to keep reading them. All right. I had to connect MetaMask manually via Brave browser, but I couldn't select chain and invest. Well, Dex, hopefully you've sorted that out. And Dex, you brought up a great point there. If anybody actually is struggling with anything, if there are any challenges where you're not able to do something, go to support.every.finance. You can either go directly to that link, or you can just go to the every.finance website. At the bottom of every single page, there is a tab that says, or a button that says support. You can click on that and you can raise a ticket. If you open up a ticket, we have a dedicated support team who can help you. They can do a lot more than anyone in anyone in Discord. So any moderators in Discord, anyone helping out in Discord, they won't be able to access the information the support team can access. The support team will always have access to more information. And so if you want the quickest way to get a resolution, it is not on Twitter, it is not on Discord. The quickest way to get a resolution to a problem is by opening a support ticket, and it will be answered, and you'll be able to have that private conversation with the support team. So just letting you know that. So yeah, just in case in the future moving forward, if there's any challenges like that, Dex, just know that you've got that and it's available to you. Okay, right. Fisher saying things are clear now. No worries, no worries. What is Alexi? Good question. What is the conversion multiplier for having Explorer role and for having the beta investor role? So there are multiple conversion multipliers, and it's really complex. It's not straightforward. The reason that we haven't shared what these are is because, well, for two reasons. One, we have a fear that it might complicate and confuse some people, and we chose not to announce them for that reason, because there's not just one multiplier. There's several multipliers, and they've all got different factors. There's an entire algorithm that can manage this, and it's all been, like, we spent a long time building this. This is not just we've thrown it up, we're just winging it. This is something that's been built. It's taken a couple of months to build, and it's actually part of a process that you're involved in now. So for one of the reasons why we've not shared that yet is because we didn't want to overcomplicate and confuse things. So we'll disclose those when the time's right. And the second thing, and I am just going to be absolutely honest and upfront with you, the reason that we haven't disclosed the conversion multipliers during the prelude is because during the prelude, we wanted to see the data, because with the data, we wanted to make sure that we had the calculations correct. What we didn't want to do is promise you X amount of a multiplier and then find out that we'd screwed ourselves and you by making a mistake. So we wanted to initiate, and I'm just being very transparent and honest with you so you understand the process. Rather than promising you something and getting it wrong, we wanted to make sure behind closed doors that we had it right. We wanted to confirm what we believed, and then we want to be able to present that. So please understand that that's the two different reasons behind it. You have got a multiplier. It will be there. All of that information, that will be done. All right, so let me continue. Another question. Yeah, please keep the questions coming. This is exactly what I'm here for. Is there any penalty for anyone who fails to partake completely? No, there's no penalty. It just means that you won't get as much of a benefit. So obviously the people who are involved are going to be rewarded. And so if you're not involved, you'll get rewarded less. It's not a penalty per se, but it's just less of a reward. So I hope that makes sense. But no, we're not going to penalize anybody for, and Habib's just pointed this out. And I don't have the facts right now, so I can't give you the data, but we have banned so many cheaters. We caught an incredible amount of people trying to cheat and game the system, and they were just banned outright. So we are going, like, I would say, and in fact, I would argue that the team have spent more time protecting the integrity of this campaign than actually building and focusing on the campaign in the first place. Like the amount of effort and the amount of work that has to go into to protecting the integrity, there are so many bad actors out there. And we've really, really tried to do absolutely everything we can, which is another reason we're taking a couple of extra days just to make sure everything's right. Because we've checked the data, we've double checked it, we've made sure, we've gone back, we've confirmed whether people are bots or not, whether they're gaming the system. We've got our honeypots in place, as well as other procedures, which for security I'm not going to talk about, because if I told you what those were, then the people that are trying to game the system would then know how to get around it. But just know that there are multiple approaches that are being used to catch these people out, and just the extra time we're taking now is just a way of us filtering out those people, because we do not want to give money away to people that don't deserve it. That's really, really important. We want to make sure that we reward people, but we want to make sure, and it's really important that we reward the right people. And so, yeah, being able to identify and eliminate those that have cheated is a lot. It's actually, we have a full-time member of staff dealing with this. Like, that's how much effort this is taking. So yeah, just know that there is a lot of work going on. We're not just we'll let the cheaters through. No, we're actually making sure that we go above and beyond to remove bots and anyone that's trying to game the system, create multiple accounts, that's trying to double up on their points when they shouldn't be able to. All of those tricks and things that we're aware of, those people are just being banned outright. So yeah, that's another reason why we need to readjust the leaderboard, because it could change. The leaderboard could change, as some people that were at the top, and we've seen this already. We've seen some people that were high up on a leaderboard that have been removed. They've disappeared because they've had their points removed, and that was only done because they were caught. And we're not just removing people based on assumptions, and we're not just removing people based on hearsay. We're only removing people based on fact. When we have irrefutable evidence, when we have absolute confirmation that we know someone's cheated, then they're removed. So just please be aware of that. That's the other thing, because the other thing we have in our support system is a lot of people saying, hey, I was banned for cheating, but I wasn't cheating. And look, I've been in this game long enough now to know that the first thing that a cheater will tell you is that they didn't cheat. It was me and my 32 brothers, and they've all got 12 dogs, and all of us have our own MetaMask account. So there's no way we were cheating. It's like, we've seen it all. and so yeah, there's just please be aware that takes a bit of time as well. So that's another reason why we're not giving that to you today. We're just taking that extra 24 to 48 hours just to go through everything, and then Habib will let you know. Cool. So let's keep going. No worries. All right, let's go. I think we've done everything, all the questions so far. Cool. All right. Any other questions? I think so far. Hey, Rage Cage, how you doing? Been put of pocket for a month or two. I think I missed whatever EV points are. Is there anything I can still do with my form alpha, etc.? Yep, absolutely, Rage Cage. In fact, you're early. You haven't missed anything yet. Tomorrow. Just watch out for the announcements tomorrow. Hey, Xbec, you want to come and speak? Let's bring you up. Well, you're welcome to if you want to. You're welcome to come out and speak if you want to. Hey, just new here, so I didn't know about the test, but I'd love to be part of the Earn XP. Hey, UT, absolutely. And that's why this initial week was really just a prelude. It was like chapter 0. It wasn't really important. It was important to the aspect of understanding and getting started and having a bit of a head start, but it was a warm-up, exactly like Habib has just said. So you are right now, you are here at the perfect time. We've all done this before. We all understand the process. We do something and then everybody comes and says, hey, I wish I knew about that. And oh, I'm gutted I missed that. So that's why we didn't do too much last week, because we just wanted people to kind of get an introduction to it and a warm-up. Now it starts. Well, tomorrow. Tomorrow it starts. So even today, even now, you're still early. All right, let me just have a quick look at any other questions that might be here. Hey, Arcade Man, I've seen your message. I'm actually going to read through this now, and then I'll get back to you. Let me... by the way, I really appreciate and respect the way that you approach that. But also, let me just say, I don't mind you posting stuff publicly. I totally appreciate the reason that you don't and you didn't, but I'm okay with it, because I don't... One of the things that you'll all learn about me is that I don't really do DMs. I don't do private messages. anything I say in a DM, I'm more than happy to say publicly, and I'm very transparent. You know, I've fully doxed. Everyone knows me. My face is on everything. I don't hide behind an avatar. I don't hide behind a pseudonym. I only put my name to things I believe in. And there's been moments in this project where I struggled to believe in this project. It was difficult for a while, but the fact I'm still here is because I've seen firsthand the team and how they're working. In fact, it's next month, I believe. We're in September now, aren't we? Yes. So I will be flying over to Singapore next month to spend 2 weeks with the team. If you remember a while back, I flew over to Paris. I spent a week with the team in Paris. We did a kind of a grok session where we all worked in like a hacker house in Paris. Then everybody come to London, to the UK, and I hosted an event where we brought the team to London. And now we're doing another team event where we're heading over to Singapore. So I do get to spend some time with the team. And there are some incredible people in this project. There really are. So this is not a project that I'm worried about. It's a slow burn and a slow build to get things going. But I like that because, you know, if you look at a lot of these Solana projects that are spinning up at the moment, and you see how quickly they're like fireworks. They blow up overnight and everyone's like, oh my God, I wish I bought that token. And then they just fizzle out and disappear. And so I'm not really interested in that get rich quick scheme anymore. It was nice for a while, but the reality is that I'd much rather believe in a project that's got sustainability, that's going to go the distance. And once DeFi kicks in, and it's not just DeFi, just look at the market at the moment. Look at what's happening. If you look at the crypto charts in general, Bitcoin is doing exactly what it's being predicted. You know, Bitcoin is still in an ascending bull flag off the back of a reverse head and shoulders, and is still trading in the exact range, the consolidation from the minor capitulation. And for anybody that understands any of the more technical side of things, you'll know that right now we're in consolidation, and we're in a really strong position. You know, you've got the presidential elections in the US coming up around November. You've got the end of the tax year, which obviously could have a negative impact. And there's always going to be a black swan event that could happen. But we're about to see over in Japan, they've stopped with all the interest rates now. Over in America, we're seeing the quantitative easing. We're seeing what's happening now with the political run-up for the campaign for the next presidency. In Europe, we're seeing a lot of movement in terms of legislation and what's going to be coming forward in terms of how these companies are allowed to trade. Even in the UK, there was Operation Chokehold, where bank accounts, if you had a bank account in the UK and you tried to deposit into any centralized entity, you were immediately denied and your money was returned to you. And it was impossible almost to get money from a traditional finance perspective, to get money into crypto from just a normal high street bank. It was impossible. And that has started to relax now. It's started to get a lot easier now. And so we're starting to see some movement in this space. Now, as we start to ramp up and Bitcoin, this is just an opinion, but I personally believe that Bitcoin will decouple and we'll start to see Bitcoin as more of a store of wealth. And then we'll start to see the altcoins do their thing, especially now we've got things like the ETFs that are coming out. There's a lot of movement happening institutionally. We're going to see some movement, like we will. And I believe that when we see that movement at the top level, it will filter down. Maybe not the same as before, because ETFs have created a new paradigm where before, a lot of the pump that we saw in the last cycle, you could argue was synthetic. It was leveraged, and if anything else, it was, let's just call it what it is. It was degenerate gambling that people were illegally doing from like FTX and a lot of these other companies, where they were propping up markets by trading fake money and inflating the value for their own personal gain. A lot of those people are in jail now. A lot of those entities have been closed down now. We've seen a lot of the stuff from Silk Road, from Mt. Gox. We've seen all of the, shall we say, money that was confiscated, or the crypto that was confiscated. all of the bankruptcy proceedings, everything now has been kind of filtering through. And we're kind of getting to that point now where we're running out of bad news. So we should be at the start of a bull run. And the reason I share that with you is because if we see that bull run take off, then we should see decentralized finance, Web3 gaming, we should see privacy tokens, we should see oracles, we should see file storage. So all of the things that we're expecting that aren't doing very well at the moment, payment processors, payment gateways, all of this stuff should start to pick up. And at the moment, it's kind of just been like Bitcoin's been teetering around 60K up and down, but it's been in that kind of consolidation period. And it's sitting on a trend line that's been going back to 2020. So we're in a very strong position. We're on the right side of a support trend in Bitcoin. Everything's good. We're in a great place, but nothing's really picked up yet. But we know it's coming. And the reason I share this with you is because, again, every finance needs to be able to generate profits in a bull and a bear market. It is very, very easy to make money in a bull market. It is very, very easy to make money. It is very difficult to keep money. It is very difficult to keep money. And it is also very difficult to make money in a bear market. And so some people will struggle to either keep their money or to make it when the markets turn. And the whole purpose of every finance is that you should be able to make money in a bull market, a bear market, and you should be able to keep it as well as make it. And that's what we're building and what we're working towards. So anyway, I hope that helps. I know I've just kind of gone on and waffled a bit, but I want to give you that. I really want to give you that foundation of why we're doing what we're doing and about the education as much as it is about the product itself. Someone's asking in the community how many winners of the raffle. Okay, and Habib has already answered. So yes, we will be picking 10%. So all of the investors who made a deposit, and the value had to be from $50. So giving you some alpha here and letting you know, anybody that invested over $50 into alpha, beta, gamma, or parity will be put into a raffle, and we will be randomly picking 10% of all of those names into the draw. So there you go. Now you know. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, for all of you that are here today, right now, I'm going to take a little screenshot. Now, I told you you wouldn't be getting an NFT today, and I did that on purpose. The reason I did that is I wanted to see who was going to stay. And if you've stayed, congratulations. You see, the reason I told you you wouldn't be getting an NFT today was because I didn't want people to just sit here waiting for an NFT. But if you're here, it's because you genuinely want to be here. You don't believe you're getting anything from this except just having a conversation. And so as a result, we will be sending you out an NFT today to say thank you. There'll be some points attached to it, maybe even a little conversion multiplier. You'll have to wait and see. But for those of you that are here right now, we've just taken your names as a screenshot, and we'll be making sure that you get that. So yes, I didn't want to share that earlier, and I apologize for lying to you and telling you wasn't going to get one. But the reason for that, as I mentioned, is I wanted to make sure the people that got it deserved it. So if you're here right now and you're listening, you deserve to be here. All right. And so I can't stress enough. I genuinely don't care about the analytics. I don't care about the vanity. I'm not here to just report back to say, hey guys, guess what? Yeah, we got 50 people on the call or 100 people like this post. I don't care. I would rather have less people who are quality than more people for quantity. And so I want to reward the people that are here for the right reasons. So if you're here and you're here for the right reason, I want to make sure you're rewarded for that. I don't just want to give stuff away because it's so easy to go onto social media and say, I'm going to give you something, come here and, oh, look at all these numbers, but it's not real. It's not genuine. So yes, we absolutely want to make sure that we're rewarded. And I can see you. I know you. Alexi, I can see you. Wow, I can see you. Arcade Man, I can see you. Like when you guys show up, Godo, obviously I can see you. Dan, I can see you. Like OG's in here that have been here for a long time. I see you guys. And so I absolutely want to make sure that you guys are all rewarded, and girls, obviously. I want to make sure you're all rewarded for your effort. And so, yeah, we see you. We do notice. So, yeah. I think I've answered all your questions. Is there any other question? We've been going for just over half an hour now. I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want it to be too long. But if you've got any other questions, now's your chance to answer them. In fact, I'm going to take one more screenshot just as I see a couple more people I may possibly have missed before. Just make sure that we've got them. So if you're here right now, please can you send a DM to Habib? Habib will not message you because we will not DM first. We will not DM first because of scams and hacks and things like that. So if you get a DM, it is never going to be from the team. You will need to reach out. My recommendation is to, and I will actually tag Habib in the chat because there's also the possibility that other people call themselves Habib. There's the possibility that other people will use Habib's profile picture. So make sure that you get the right name. And you can tell the name because it's red in color. You can see that myself and Habib are red in color in our names in Discord. So make sure you're getting the right name. He's just said hi, and that is the official Habib. So make sure you just click on his name and just send him a message and just say, hi, I was in the AMA. He will then confirm that with a screenshot that I've sent, and you will be able to send him your wallet address, and he will airdrop you an NFT. And just hold on to it for now. Just hold on to it. You don't need to do anything else. Just hold on to it for now. Steve, you are speaking directly only with EAP members in the team. Nice. Alexi, hey, look, yep, Dex, I see you, Dex. Alexi, do you know what? There are some EAP members here, right? I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm one of them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I really want to make sure that you are you're rewarded and looked after as best we can. So, any other questions? Anything else you want to ask? If now's the time. Okay. Good. All right, then. If there's no other questions, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to say thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate all of you for showing up today. Please keep an eye on Discord over the next 24 hours. Steve, you're the first one I remember since the very start. Oh, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's been emotional. It's been a long time. But look, we're still here. And that's, there's a lot to be said for that. I have a lot of respect for people that stick through the good and the bad. And I'll share something with you very quickly, because this has done me very well in life in general. This is just some good advice. Whenever I find a project that is struggling and everybody is hating on that project, I normally the first thing I do is I look into that project. Is it a good project? Is it is it trash or not? And if I believe that it's a good project or a potential good project with good people that is just going through hard times, I will always reach out or try to help. I will tell you this for a fact. There is so much noise in a bull market, and everybody wants to be your friend in a bull market. It is very, very difficult to forge new relationships in a bull market. The best time to forge relationships is in a bear market, when people are in the gutter, struggling to survive. That is when people remember those that were next to you. If you are helping somebody when they are struggling, they will be more likely to remember you when things are going well. So don't just look for the glory. Don't just glory hunt and try and find the winners when they're at their best. Look for the projects that you genuinely believe in. Look for the people who you genuinely believe in. Follow them. Help them. Be around them. Because if they're struggling now and they get to a place where they're not struggling and you've been there throughout, they will remember you. I promise you that. It is how I have built so many incredible relationships, is by finding good people that are struggling and simply just saying, how can I help you? That has been the single biggest and best relationship builder that I have had, because it doesn't work every time. But for the times it does work, I have got great friendships with people in very powerful places because I helped them when they were struggling. So just bear that in mind. The people that have been here since the start, the people that have stayed when it was at its bottom, you will be remembered. You will not be forgotten. I promise you that. Anyway, with that being said, let's wrap this up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. For everyone that's here and has been here throughout. And also, if you are new, welcome. You know, you're in at the perfect time. You've missed all of the pain. All right, now you just get to enjoy the pleasure. So you're here at a great time. Watch out on Discord, the announcement channel tomorrow. Habib will be posting a message. We will also echo that message across social media. So you will be able to see it on Twitter or on X as well. It's still Twitter for me. It will never be X. X is just a more convenient thing to type when I'm looking for it. Like, I just type X and it comes up in the browser, but it's always Twitter. MJ Collins, it's okay. I am recording this, so you will be able to listen back to this. And yeah, I'm sorry if you can't hear me very well. I'm checking my audio levels, and they do seem to be okay. So if anyone else is struggling to hear me, let me know, and I will change that for next time. Otherwise, just turn your hearing aid up, love. No, I'm joking. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. I hope so anyway. I've got a studio set up here. All right, no worries. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. I'm going to end the recording now.